Hey, this is the Big JB for Morning Thunder on Thursday. Actually, it's Wednesday, and you can hear the leaf blowers probably outside. They're following me, I swear. So just bear with me on that one. I want to talk about two things today. Bran muffins. Number one, I love bran muffins. A lot of people think that I'm crazy, my wife included. Love bran muffins. I like the way that they taste, and I like the fact that they have the fiber and that they seem sort of healthy for you. They're not that healthy for you depending on where you get them. I was looking at the information on, I don't know if you can see that. No, of course you can't, because I have to adjust the brightness. So this, which is black and white, appears to be a glowing scroll from the heavens right now. So I got these at a store here called Fred Meyer. So there are 4 muffins in the container. Serving size, 1 muffin. Okay, good so far. So I looked down at the carbohydrates, dietary fiber, and protein because my wife was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which is largely manageable with diet and exercise. Some medication is necessary, but really with diet and exercise, you can reduce the amount of medication that you have to take and do well just with the diet and exercise. So with the carbs, 15 grams of carbohydrates counts as 1 carb serving, and what they recommend, I believe, for most meals is that you have 1 to 2 carb servings. Then you also have to have a balance of vegetables, dietary fiber, proteins. So that's why I was looking at this list. So I looked at it just because I'm curious, and I know that carbs, obviously are going to go straight to my gut and butt and chin. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful about that. So, total carbohydrates in these bran muffins. This is not good news. 67 grams. Remember, 15 grams is 1 carb serving. 67 grams. That's more than 4 carb servings. Okay, dietary fiber. When you're figuring out diabetic diet, you take the amount of dietary fiber, subtract it from the total carbohydrates. So that makes it 63 grams of total carbohydrates. Still a little over 4. And then the proteins are 7 grams. So 7 grams is good for a muffin like that. It's a good amount of protein. However, it does not offset the 4 carb servings that are in that. And look at the, obviously you're going to have flour and there's going to be honey and those kind of things in a bran muffin. Sugar is the number 1 ingredient in this recipe. And then it says contains 2% or less of the other 2 sugars that are in here are honey and molasses. So there's quite a bit of sugar. Now honey and molasses, honey's, a decent sugar because it's natural. Molasses, also natural. But they still contain, sugars. So the sugars make up the largest part of this. See, here's the thing that I don't get, is so that it says the total carbohydrates 67 grams. Underneath that, it has dietary fiber 4 grams and then sugars 35 grams. Well, in my head, that adds up to, 39 grams. So if that's total carbohydrates, where did the rest come from? Labels confuse me sometimes. So also, I don't know if you're how familiar you are with autism and something called stemming behavior. Stemming behavior is one of the things that you often see autistics do, where they are, they're using. So I'm going to try to do my best. So they might be looking in the distance and doing stuff like that. That's stemming behavior. And that's something that in their brain makes sense to them. And I watched a YouTube video a long time ago where there's a lady who basically explains to someone why she is doing the things that she's doing. Things like, just putting her face under running water, rubbing her face in books, other things like that seem, when we look at them, it makes us sort of uncomfortable, and we don't those of us who don't have autism or don't work with people who do, don't necessarily recognize what's going on. It can make us feel a little uncomfortable. And as she explained, a lot of it has to do with sensations for this woman. So the running water feels good on her skin, and so she likes to do that. Rubbing her face in the book, she likes the texture of the pages and the smell of the book, and it's one of her favorite books. And so all of a sudden that makes sense. So the reason why I bring that up is because my wife started watching this show called Alphas, and I think it was a sci-fi show, sci-fi original show. I don't remember if that's correct or not. The first season is up on Netflix for Netflix streaming. It's really good. I really enjoy it. It is all about people who have supernatural powers. So they're metahumans if you're in the DC universe, mutants if you're in the Marvel universe. They have, some genetic difference for them. So the characters are, there's somebody who has heightened, she can control it, but she has heightened senses. So she can engage a much better vision, so she can look and inspect things like even at a microscopic level, but she has to focus. There's somebody who can convince other people to do what she wants them to do. There's a guy who through an advanced fight or flight response can basically make himself super strong. Another guy is very agile, but also has incredible high-end eye-hand coordination. Try saying that 5 times fast. And so they showed some pretty cool scenes, including the main guy. The main guy who leads the team is a psychologist, and he understands the brain, and he's trying to help these people. But they're also this group of people is also used to investigate crimes and events that are perpetrated by other alphas. So he's explaining to the guy with the eye-hand coordination about what he can do, and he basically is opening this up to the guy, explaining to him why he's so good at the things that he can do, and he hands him some quarters and tells him to toss them into a vending machine. And the guy's like, there's no way I can do it. First couple throws, he misses. He's kind of focused on those things. Then the doctor says, you focus on the misses. That's why you can't do this all the time. If you focus on the fact that you can do it, then you will do it. And so the guy from several feet away is chucking quarters, and he's making it into the vending machine. Very cool stuff. The coolest character, I think, though, is a kid who appears to be autistic. And he may, in fact, be autistic. I don't think that they necessarily have said that he's not, but he does that kind of stemming behavior. But it turns out that he sees, and I don't think that he can control wavelengths, radio wavelengths and stuff, but he can see all kinds of different wavelengths. So while he's doing his stemming behavior like that, what they'll do sometimes is they'll pan the camera around kind of behind his head, and they'll show you all these different wavelengths and different colors that are around him. And what he's actually doing when he's got his hand like this, is he's actually searching through things that he's seeing and moving them around. Like if you've seen Minority Report, where the guy is moving the sliding things around, it's like he's scrolling through stuff, and then he'll do these little hand things, and he's actually expanding things that he finds and closing them and moving them aside, and he sees them everywhere. And so that's why he's looking around, and he'll pull something down. It is the coolest, as far as I'm concerned, the coolest interpretation of that and what he's able to do with it. They I don't know who came up with the idea, but I think it is sheer genius that they would have a character that's able to do that. And he's a funny character, and I really like the fact that they've shown him as a positive character. He's not a freak. He doesn't end up being, now I haven't seen the whole series, but so far they haven't shown any proclivity toward violence or him being nuts or turning into a murderer or anything like that. So I love that idea. It's just such a cool idea, such a cool concept. So if you have Netflix streaming, I fully recommend it. First episode is a little tough. There's a little bit of cheese in the episodes, but in general, I think it's very good. I think it's what heroes could have / should have been so far. We'll see where the series goes, but I really like the way that it's put together. So that's it for me. Long one today, folks. I hope you have a great Thursday. This has been The Big JB. Follow me at Voice of the Big JB. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.